alphabet, we'll start with you and go over there. And the first one, can the Democratic Party find a different method of raising money than charging potential candidates for the use of the vote builder when that discourages people from running for office because of the expense? Are you familiar with that?
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad we're back on the money thing for a minute. Let me be very clear. I was talking about myself personally, raising $500,000. I don't know if you did $2 million yourself personally out here. I commend you for that. I don't know if that took place or not. But let me just talk about money for a second and elect. The state chair needs to raise enough money so that the party can help people running for office and elected office, not trying to get money from everybody else that's actually out there participating, running. We need to do everything we can to raise money, not only from the usual suspects, and by the way, that is everybody out there. That's businesses, that's corporations, and every time we lose a few more seats in the state house, we lose the ability to raise money because the perception of power to the businesses community, for example, goes down. And then all of a sudden they say, well, the Democrats don't, the Democratic Party, they're losing ground, why should we contribute to that party? Because that's the way business is done, and we all know that. But something else that we have not done, I don't think, efficiently enough, and that is use of the internet, which is such a powerful tool now. And we know that, for example, President Obama has done a tremendous job raising money on the internet. I don't think we've raised enough money on the internet in the state of New Mexico. I don't think we've reached out and communicated with every single New Mexican about what we stand for, what our values are for, and not just the $1,000 contributions, but also the $5 contributions. Because when someone buys in and makes a $5 or a $10 contribution or whatever they have, that turns around and that energizes them, and they've bought into it, and they're going to go out and they're going to make sure they vote, and they tell a neighbor and a friend. And that's the most basic grassroots things we can do. That's why we were successful 4 years ago. But if we rest on our laurels, what happens is the same thing that just happened, I think. And that is we got complacent. And we need to redouble our efforts, come back stronger in 2012 than ever. And the way to do that is not simply to tap ourselves on the back and say we did a great job, but look at the things that went wrong, and look at the things on how to correct them to make sure that we can put more. You keep handing me those signs. All right, I'm done.
Time's up, but I want to ask you, do you think that there is something different that they can do besides charging candidates?
Yes.
Because the vote builder is expensive.
Yes, I do.
Former candidate, I can tell you.
I do, and I don't think we should be making it more difficult for people to run.
Okay.
That's the last thing we should be doing.
Mr. Gonzalez, I guess I neglected to say you get 2 minutes for each of these questions.
We'll start with the question. I think it's an important thing to discuss. Vote builder traditionally across this country is used as a means for state parties to raise money. There is no doubt it is expensive, but it is something that we have used traditionally in the past to use it. It's open for discussion on whether it should happen. What Sam said, welcome to the Democratic Party today. We have a program at every level that goes out and using the internet raises a significant amount of dollars. We've developed a donors club set up by Attorney General Patsy Madrid to make sure that whether you want to give $5 a month or whether you want to give $1,000 a month, that you're able to participate and be able to contribute to the party. And so those things hadn't been done before. I mean, those of you in here who are on our email list know that we're constantly sending out solicitations on whether it's $5 or $10 on an issue that either Susana Martinez has done or Steve Pierce or whoever it might be. We're out there calling them out and asking people to help participate, to give us access to the funds so that we could communicate an effective message on what they're doing. And it has raised the money. So when you look at the fundraising program that we have in place today, not only are we raising money through the internet, not only are we raising money through direct mail, not only are we raising money through call time of the party chair, which by the way was $700,000 that I raised. 1.5 million came in from the national party to participate in local races. That it takes every bit of effort that we can to raise the money. But I'll tell you what, I don't want to be owned by big business. I don't want to go out there and just because of perception of the fact that the Democratic Party may be not in power, that we should not be able to access business. This party belongs to the grassroots. President Obama approved that you can raise millions of dollars through $5, $10, $25. This party needs to be owned by the people who we fight for. That's the common person, the person who can make those contributions, not those big corporate guys that want to write these big checks and try and influence policy and outcome of the Democratic Party.
Okay, so let me ask you makes up money. Do you think there's any room to negotiate the cost so that it maybe wouldn't be as high as it is now? Or is that something that, because of what it costs the party, is pretty well set?
Look, this is, absolutely, here's what I said when we started this. It's all for discussion. I'm happy to talk about the use of Vote Builder and how it can be used to help our candidates out. It's got to be a tool for them. But it's also a way that the parties have traditionally raised money to be able to promote their message.